All right. Hello, my name is Ken Persky, and I've been part of Cashback World for a little over 5 years now. And this is probably the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my entire life, but at the same time, it's probably been the hardest thing I've ever tried to explain to somebody. So what we're going to show you is what a power of a unit is by putting just $75 into a system. We're going to show you how the system works and all the benefits of potentially just putting that $75 in and creating 50 shopping points a month, and what the potential of that compounding effect is going forward. So we're going to ask you a couple questions to start out with. And question number one, have you ever run out of money before the end of the month in the last year? Has there been any months that you've run out? Has there been more than 1 month? And statistically here in North America, about 60% of the people run out of money at least one time a month in the last year. Number two, if you're part of the 40%, how would you like to earn extra income to pay off a little bit of debt, to get to your retirement, to help you have the lifestyle that you wanted to have, potentially have like the money for a vacation up front, as opposed to trying to pay it off when you come home again? And three, more importantly, what's the number in your head that you think extra income per month would actually get your head above water and make a significant difference in your life? Most people say $500 a month, $1,000 a month. So our goal in the next about 45 minutes is to just kind of run you through a duplicatable program that we've come up with. And I wanted to come up with something that somebody said to me, do no harm. And to me, that's kind of what we're going to show at this moment in time. It's just how to have a duplicatable system and everybody can earn income going forward.
Cool. My name is Arlene-Laskey, and I am also a marketer with big umbrella company is My World, and then there's lots of partner companies within that, but the one that we're talking about tonight specifically is Lyconet, and that's the marketer part of My World. We're the kind of the backbone that helps to grow our shopping community, and that's what I am pretty excited to be able to do and present. And so Lyconet, well, first, Cashback World. You all know about Cashback World already, where you get cash back on your everyday expenses, which is great. But Lyconet is for people that want more. You don't want to just get a few pennies back every dollar you spend, which is okay, but you want more. It could be something tangible like a boat or a car or a house. It might be something less tangible like retirement income or paying off debt, or helping your family. Lots of good things that are valuable to strive for. And Lyconet can help you reach those goals. So remember, we're not selling anything, but we earn when people buy everything. And our income is based on the growth of the shopping community. It's a pretty cool system.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, my name is Ken Persky. I was in the financial industry for about 3.5 years. So traditional investing, I did that. So I'd sit down with an average person or couple and save them somewhere between $500 and $3,000 a month. And then I'd make a program for them. And by the time I was done making the program for them, their head would be spinning going, there's all this different type of stuff. And typically what it said is you put aside between $500 and $2,000 a month for multiple years. And if it grows and everything goes well, you'll have income, residual income when you get to the time you get to retirement. Well, door number two is network marketing with Lyconet. So we want to show you a way to potentially accelerate having residual income sooner and to be able to potentially earn extra money just doing stuff that you're doing anyways. One part of the program is shopping. The other part of the program is Lyconet, and we're going to show you what that looks like in the next little while. So as a life license agent or a financial planner, I would sit down with people, and typically this would be one of the earliest slides. It says, hi, you go to school and life happens and you don't start to put money aside until you get to the age of 25. That's quite often true. And you put it aside $300 a month for 7 years, and then I never understood why you didn't put any more money away, but that was just part of the diagram, and you'd have about $130,000 if your money grew at 8% to retirement. The other one was life happened even more. You had a wife, you had a child, and you waited until you were 32 years old, put the same $300 a month away for 17 years. You put in over 2 times the amount of money because there's not enough compounding left in your lifetime. You have about the same $130,000 going into the future.
Now, remember that number from the previous slide, $130,000. And this is kind of comparable, pretty close. So residual income is the kind of income you want. It's money that you work hard for once or upfront and that get paid for long term. So when you're earning this money, you're not necessarily still working for it, which is fabulous. And it could be because you write a hit song or a best-selling novel. Well, that's not likely to happen for me. So what other ways can I get residual income? Having this kind of business is one. But another example in this slide is having money in the bank earning 5% interest. So if you happen to have $120,000 sitting around in the bank giving you 5% interest, that's going to pay you out in residual income $500 a month. Now, we already talked about, $500 to $1,000 could make a difference for you, but is that going to replace your income so you can retire? Probably not. I want to retire on much more generous income so I can have a really nice lifestyle. So I need to, in this example, I would want to have like $1.2 to $2.4 million so I can earn $5,000 to $10,000 a month. I think that would be much nicer.
Mm-hmm. So do you think what you're doing right now, no matter what age you are, and the income that you have right now, that you're going to have $1.2 to $2.4 million in some form of investment when you get to retirement? Are you 40, 50, 60 years old? The probability is not very high. And the other part of this investing and putting money away is that, let's say you've done everything right and everything has gone well and everything's grown really well. Well, what happened back in 2008? All of a sudden you lost 30% of your portfolio because the market changed. And again, it's you don't want to think bad thoughts of investing, but the reality is that things can go sideways.
Mm-hmm.
So a new plan. Most people who have ever been to network marketing says, hi, you work for 40 hours a week for 40 years and you retire on 40% of your income. Well, here's our new plan. So you're going to work 40 minutes a day right now, up front. You're going to put 40 months worth of hard effort going forward, and potentially you could retire and 40 times your income. That sounds like an awful lot. Like 40 times your income sounds like an awful lot in 40 months worth of effort. But what if you replaced the income that you have right now, or you doubled the income that you have right now in 40 months? And we can show you, we have a plan to show you how to potentially get there. And 90% of people, at least in North America, statistics show that they're not going to be ready for retirement by the time they get to their retirement age, whatever that happens to be. So in 3.5 years, do you think it'd be a good plan to be on that you could replace the income that you have right now? You're way farther ahead than what you're potentially doing right now. So how does the system work? I, as a marketer, go shopping and I get paid 1% to 5% cash back for spending money where I want to already. I have money. I'm seeking out a loyalty merchant that's going to pay me up to 5% cash back for shopping at that particular place. So that sounds like a pretty good deal to me. I can refer members for free, either on an app or on my computer, send them a message, and they just put their information in. But more importantly, as a marketer, I can refer merchants. And as that merchant sees the added benefit of being a loyalty merchant, so again, I'm a loyalty merchant myself, I can decrease my expenses because I'm also shopping through Cashback World for things that I have to buy already. I can sign up my own suppliers, and as I buy off them, everything starts to go better. But more importantly, the way the system works is if a Cashback World member seeks me out and spends money, I have a pre-approved fee that I pay to Cashback World. Cashback World takes 1% to 2% off the top, and then the rest goes back to the membership. So what happens if a member comes in or a shopper comes in and they don't have a card already? Well, the great part about what the system is, again, I can sign that customer up for free, and as they go shopping outside my store, I get to earn residual income because they've spent money that they want to spend anyways. And they're spending it in 47 countries, as opposed to most loyalty cards here in Canada are basically one company, or maybe two, and it's in one country. So I, as a marketer, get the benefit from my shoppers spending outside, basically outside wherever they want to.
Okay, so you might recognize some of these loyalty cards. So basically, we are a loyalty card. It's free for shoppers to have, and they get paid cash back and the shopping points, which are discounts for future purchases. Now, all these other loyalty plans, like Ken said, a lot of them are based on a single retailer like Save On or Esso. Some of them are a little more like Air Miles, but all of them you're getting points towards something. Great thing about Cashback World, a couple of great things. You get cash instead of points. Another is that it's in 47 countries. It's not just in Canada. So one card worldwide. Plus, another great benefit is you can double dip with some of these other loyalty cards. If you're going to, say, Superstore or Petro-Canada or Cineplex, you can still double dip with your points cards, and then you can benefit even more.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a loyalty merchant like Ken is, you can actually get your own branded Cashback World card that has your logo on it, and your customers are going to be pulling that out when they go shopping around the world. And it's great. It's a great way to advertise your company and remind your customers where they got it from. And they'll thank you every time they use it.
Exactly. So we're going to show you how the system works. As a shopper, you start to go shopping. You need to have a couch, or you're having a refrigerator or something that's worth $1,500, and you're buying it through the Cashback World Loyalty Merchant, and you're spending $1,500. This is the 7% loyalty merchant, and we're going to show you where that 7% goes to. So in this example, the shopper would get $45 put directly into their bank account on the following Tuesday. So once you have above $10 in your Cashback World piggy bank, okay, no, let's back this up. So you make the purchase at that loyalty merchant. As soon as the loyalty merchant pays Cashback World the fee, then Cashback World, you have a little clock that happens. Once the clock goes from a clock to a check mark, that means that that $45 is headed towards your bank account. On Tuesday morning here in Alberta at about 6 o'clock in the morning, I get a little bing, and it says, hi, we have money for you. It's going to take a day or two to get into your bank account, and you spend it wherever you want. The other part of the loyalty program is we also have something called the shopping point for deals. So it depends on what the merchant is, how many points there are per $150. So in this example, we would have 20 shopping points, and each one of those shopping points give a minimum of $7.50 to a maximum $15 per point. So on the low side, you'd have $150 worth of future savings. So a loyalty merchant wants to blow out some form of old clothing or whatever it happened to be, they want to put something on special, that's how they could get added customers coming back to their store, or new customers. Now, 1% is going to go to Cashback World or My World for expenses, for company expenses, and a small portion of all the shopping that happens in Cashback World goes towards the Greenfinity Foundation and the Child and Family Foundations, and we've already told you about that in previous presentations. Now, I, as a marketer, I've signed you up, and you've gone and bought that couch or whatever it happens to be because you're a shopper. Now, because I signed you up, I get something called a marketer bonus. I get paid 0.5% of whatever that fee was. So I get paid $7.50 for you going and buying something at your favorite store. I also, because I'm a marketer, those same 20 shopping points are $1.50 each is their monetary value to me. So I would get another $30 because you went shopping. I get a total of you would get $45 in the 20 shopping points for future deals, and I would get paid $37.50, and I didn't even go shopping. Now, does this sound something fair to you? Well, a lot of people I've heard says, you know what, I don't want to do that networking thing. I just want to take a free card. Great. You go do your shopping. You have the added benefit of having cash back in the shopping points, and I'll earn extra income because I'm the marketer. But what happens if you're the marketer? We're going to show you in the next slide. So I go shopping exactly the same furniture, and I'm going to get the $45 or the same amount of money goes to Cashback World. I'm going to get the $45 worth of cash put directly into my bank account. I'll get the 20 shopping points because I was the one that went shopping. There is no marketer bonus, or the marketer who signed me up would get the $7.50. So that's 2 levels down. They would get $7.50 for me basically going and shopping. And I'm going to take those same 20 shopping points because I earned them, and I'm going to recash $30 more. So what does that look like? I would have $45 in cash back, and I'd also do something called recash of $30. So what that means is the $75 that I started with that unit, I'm going to get $30 of that unit cost initially paid back to me. And I would still, you think of it as a coupon book. So the coupon book starts out at $75. And as I start to use those coupons, me or my shoppers, I'm going to get that $75 put back into my bank account and potentially buy the next unit for the next month.
Cool. So we talked about a unit. So what's a unit? A unit is kind of is just a measurement, and it's a portion of our business. It's kind of like a share in our business, and it's worth 50 shopping points. So 50 shopping points equals 1 unit, and you can get that through the purchase of discount vouchers, which is what Easy Shop Plus is. That's that monthly $75 that we're talking about, and we're going to talk about more in the next few slides. But you can also earn 50 shopping points through shopping, but it's kind of nice to be on the Easy Shop Plus because there's some other really good benefits. And that's that thing there that looks like a funnel. I like to call it the money funnel because as the units go in, each of those circles is 1 unit because it's 50 shopping points. The blue ones are yours. The white ones and the yellow or orange ones are other people's. And as they come in, you get paid out commissions and other benefits. So it's a pretty sweet system that works on the shopping volume. Pretty cool.
So we're going to describe how to get started in 3 different ways. So 1 unit, we said is $75. It's 50 shopping points. And there's also something called a starter kit or starter pack. So what that is 15 marketer flyers that you can hand out to your friends and family, and they'll have an actual card in their wallet or purse, depending on what they want to do, or they can just have it on their phone. This is not mandatory. It's up to you and whether you decide to start with a $49 starter kit. As a Lyconet marketer, you can sign up for free, but it makes sense to be able to have at least 1 unit because if you don't have a unit and someone signs up and behind you and has a unit, they actually jump in front of you. And that's extra training, but it's important to understand that if you don't have a unit in place, you could have 100 people signed up, and if all 100 of those people put a unit in before you did, you get the marketer bonus, but you're not going to get paid the extra dollars. So start with 4 units times 75 is $300, and the starter kit is $349. And the last one is starting with 7 units. And basically, we show you how that system works. And we like to call it good, better, best. So starting with $349, starting with $124 is okay. It's better to start with $349, and best potentially is $574. It depends on your budget. Each one of these units can potentially pay out $765 in the future. So it depends on where your budget is and how comfortable you feel going forward. But we're going to give you the options of what this looks like.
And you can start with even more if you do have a big budget. But we're showing you these because this is what we think works best.
Mm-hmm. So how the system works, if you started with $124 and you're the blue unit and you got 5 people doing that in your first month and they went shopping, it's a loyalty card first, and they went shopping for $300 a month. It's not hard to spend $300 a month. And the longer you become a marketer, the more money you're going to spend per month in the system. Because I know I'm spending pretty close to $1,000 a month, and Arlene's a little bit more than that. So it's not, we're forced to do it. We do it because we want to get paid to go shopping. And your first month, you'd have about $9.75 in commission bonus. So you'd make $16.75 back in the first month. Not that much, but that's what small businesses start out with, is you need to start to walk forward. Now, the magic starts to happen in the second month. So you put 124 in and you put $75 in the second month. Everybody's spending about $300 a month. You'd have about $10,000 in shopping. So you'd make $100 extra cash put into your bank account for basically people shopping where they want to shop anyways. And we like to call them attaboys or attagirls. And what that means is that unit at the bottom starts to have units placed in behind yours in the money funnel. And in this particular occasion, you'd have $56.50 worth of career bonuses. But more importantly, you have 2 units in the system, and it says 3 bonus units happen by the second month. So a bonus unit, because it's free, pays you at $165 in the national rotation, and we're going to show you what that looks like in the future. So you don't have to have anybody sign up in any of those countries for that system to start to kick in. So in the second month, you'd earn potentially another $234.50. Within the first 60 days, you'd have about $250. And all you have in the system is about $199. Not making that much money, but you are in the green within the 2-month period. So this is how the system works. If you started with 4 units, 4 times 75 is the 300 plus the 49. Your blue units are placed into the system first, and how the balance commission works is something like a teeter-totter. As units start to get placed on either side of your unit, it starts to pay you out money. It pays you out weekly, and it pays you out directly into your bank account. Like I said, you get a notice. You get paid 12 different ways. You get a notice on the following Tuesday when a unit cycles, and it says, hi, we have money to put into your bank account. And what a great way to go. Potentially 52 weeks worth of paychecks a year. That sounds pretty good to me. So why is 4 units? Starting with 4 units, I think is a better way to get started. You're still going to have the same marketer bonus. You're going to have a different way and different cycling of units if you start with 4. All 4 of your units within the second month or within the first month are going to start to cycle and start to pay you a little bit of money. Your career bonus is about $45, but more importantly, you generate 1 bonus unit on the very first month. So you have 4 in the system, and you're getting 1 bonus unit. You're earning a little over $100 in your first month, and $100 is a little more than 75. So in the second month, you're going to put $75 into the system. You have a total of $424 in month 2, all total. You're going to have the same $100 marketer bonus. A unit is going to do something that's called cycling. Now, there's an awful lot of words that we're passing on to you initially to start out with, and I've been a chef all my life, and I didn't learn all the terms and conditions that I learned being a chef within a month. The more often time you hear this, the more oftentimes that you listen to this video, the more that you're going to understand, and the easier it starts to get. Initially, it's like, but we do have a system, and it does work. So a unit potentially in your second month would actually cycle. So what does that mean? That unit has 35 units on the left and 35 units on the right. Now, that's not people, it's units. Remember we said you could start with 1, 4, or 7? So it depends on how many people and how many units started out in order to help pay out your unit. It's a community that's helping pay out your unit. Now, when a unit cycles, it pays you $165 in cash, and it pays you out $600 in credit on a level 1 unit. So what does $600 in credit look like? You can either order gift cards for free, as long as you're ordering $300 at a time, they'll ship them directly to your house, and you go buy gas and groceries. Or I, as a merchant, I sell sod. If one of my customers earned that $600 in credit, they would come buy sod for me. At the end of the week, I'd have enough in sales. The cashback world would take the money from my bank account, and once they've received that money, that person's going to get that $600 put back into their bank account. And again, they can respend it however they want. So in essence, they got $600 worth of sod for free. And you're well on your way to a career bonus of $291. But more importantly, you started with 4 units plus 1 makes 5, and you would have 11 bonus units put into the system within your first 60 days. And every one of those bonus units, we're going to show you where they go, is $165 worth of future earnings And that's the great part about what the residual income is you're helping other people are helping you to cycle your units, and you're helping other people to cycle theirs. So potentially in the second month, you have $1,156 more dollars. You've made just about $1,250 in your first 2 months, and all you have in the system is $424. And you go, sounds too good to be true. So what I recommend for you to do, we're human beings, we do the best that we can to show you how the system works. It's up to each marketer to go to their little profile bubble on the top right-hand side of their Lyconet's login. You go to downloads, you go to compensation plan, and you take the time out to read how the compensation program works. If we've said anything in error, it always goes back to the written word. We apologize, but we've done the best that we can.
So it doesn't end when you get that unit cycling, when it gets to 35 on one side and 35 on the other. You get something called a transfer unit, which is a wonderful thing. And this is like a thank you for building your business. And it goes up to balance category level 2. And there's 3, 4, and 5 as well. At each of these levels, that unit is going to continue paying out balance commissions. And each level, those balance commissions get higher. So by the time that unit gets all the way through level 5, it pays out more than $24,000. Now that's not going to happen overnight. It may not even happen in the next 10, 20 years, but there's that potential, and eventually that's going to happen. And you're not going to just have one unit going through all of these cycling balance programs you're going to have lots of them, and they pay out incrementally, so you don't have to wait to the end to get that benefit. They pay out as they go, and it's just amazing what the potential is.
So when I see this particular slide, I have a 1-year, 10-month-old daughter at this moment in time and a wife, and what the potential of this is, it's a willable asset. So I may not see all the benefits, but my family will going into the future.
Mm-hmm.
Your turn.
Okay, so you can earn even more income. Like Ken said, there's like 12 or more ways to get paid. And this is just an extension of this Easy Shop Plus. But what you can do to earn bonus income from all the customers around the globe, you can be part of the national rotation system. So your Easy Shop Plus, $75 a month, 50 shopping points, 1 unit. When you have at least 7 of those in your personal program, you can turn on something on your website that activates the national rotation. And then every month, that unit is going to go into a different country or a different international or what's the other one? Continental program. Thank you. And each of those units will eventually pay you that $765 at balanced category 1, and then get the transfer units and so on. And so you can participate in the global marketplace without knowing people in that country, without knowing the language. And it's based on all the efforts of all the marketers and all the shoppers. Cool.
Yep. So we're going to give you a brief kind of overview of what the potential is on how to earn extra income. So it says on level 1, if you get to 5,000 shopping points, you'll earn between $150 and $450 a month. On level 4, you start to qualify for a car, and there's rules and regulations with that. But more importantly, when you get to a level 7 in this particular company, you get to 1 million points per month, and you think, oh, come on, Ken. That sounds like an awful lot of points. Well, how do you eat an elephant? You eat it one bite at a time, and the system we're going to show you is basically doing that, eating it one bite at a time, and everybody starts to earn income as we start to go forward. And what number are you looking for? What level? Are you interested in 1,800 to 5,400, or what's the income that you're looking for? And we'll have a plan for you going forward.
You can keep going.
So the system is, if you can get 5 people in your first 30 days and they start with 4 units each, by your second month, you're potentially earning that $150 to $450 a month in your second month because 5 people have got 5 people. You'd have 30 people in the system, and you're just building. No one's put in an awful lot of money. You put 349 in the first month and 75 in the second, and you've got 25 people putting 349 in the second month. So the same concept is 5 gets 5. By your third month, you're confirmed to level 3, and you're earning $750 to $2,300 in your third month. And if you look back to the numbers back a long time ago, that would be you'd have to have $500,000 worth of some form of money earning you 5% money in order to be able to get that. And that showed years and years and years of dedicated putting money aside. And this shows $349 and $75 for 2 months and just duplicating that. So what happens in the fourth month is you're getting levels higher and higher, 5th month, 6th month. So potentially in your 6th month, you've qualified for level 8. You have 19,500 marketers. That's if everybody has followed exactly the same system. And you're earning 30,000 times 2 to 2.5 times that number. And in the 7th month, it just takes right off, and you're at just about 100,000 marketers doing exactly the same thing. The probability of this happening is not that great, because I actually had a person, when I showed this to him about a year and a half ago, he gave me a phone call the next morning, and Ricardo said, "Ken, I have 2 problems with what you just showed me." And I said, "Okay, so what are they?" He said, "One, your system is too simple." And I said, "Ricardo, I really want to thank you, because it took me 3.5 years to come up with this simple system. And to be able to have somebody who helped me to be able to put it down on a paper." And he said, "The second one is the bigger problem." And I said, "Okay, so what's the bigger problem?" And he goes, "If 5 gets 5 gets 5, I ran the numbers. In 14 months, you'd have all 7 billion people signed up." I said, "That'd be a pretty good problem to have, Ricardo, but I don't think it's going to work quite that well." But you see what the potential of a simple system, building as a community and everybody helping each other out could potentially look like.
Mm-hmm. But what if you don't get off to that amazing start? Like we said, that's like a perfect scenario. It's not always perfect. We know it's the real world, but it's not too late. You can stay on Easy Shop Plus, and even if you didn't do anything else, there are benefits. You stay commission eligible. I think that's the biggest benefit of being on Easy Shop Plus is you are commission eligible for anything that you qualify for. You get to recash your customers' points and pay back that Easy Shop Plus, and your units will continue to grow, especially once you get into those national different countries rotation. And we're not saying it's an investment, but it's like a savings vehicle. Cost about the same as a cup of coffee a day, $75 a month, but you can actually get paid back through recash. So it doesn't even have to cost you anything, but it's going to continue to pay out forever and ever, or until it gets to level 5, and then. But you'll always have some new ones coming through, so it's great.
Mm-hmm. So what does that look like? What if you just got 2 people? So the way I like to look at this is somebody in network marketing before to me said, "Do you think in the next 2 weeks you could do nothing?" And everybody kind of looked at each other and kind of went, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure in network marketing I've done nothing in 2 weeks." Says, "What do you think in the next 2 weeks you could do next to nothing?" And everybody went, "I don't know what that means." Well, next to nothing is 1. Do you think in the next 2 weeks that you could get 1 person to want to come and listen to this presentation and pique their interest enough to want to at least come back and look again? That would be 1 person. If you got 2 people in the next 2 weeks, in the next month, you'd have 2 people potentially starting with $349. And what does that look like going forward? So you get 2 happy fingers, 2 happy people going forward. Now, because you don't have as much people dropping units into the system, it takes you 5 months to earn that $150 to $450 a month. You're going to earn residual income in the first 4 months. It just starts to become more compounded by the time the 5th month rolls around. So you'd have 60.
Yeah, you just didn't get to a career level yet.
You didn't get to your career level yet, but you've still earned extra income. So you got 63 marketers, and you're potentially earning $150 to $450 a month. Remember how we said that to get to $120,000, you got to do that for years and years and years worth of putting money aside and letting the compounding work. This is 5 months. So you've put 349, you've shown 2 other people per month, and you've got 2 people in the second month, and you're compounding your people as you start to go forward. Your potential is within 7 months that you're earning that $750 to $2,300 a month within 7 months. Do you think this is something that's duplicatable? Do you think this is something that you could show your friends to? And again, there's no promises, but it's math. And a lot of people don't like math. I'm a person that loves math, and I love math because the potential is, that it can grow going into the future, and it's just a community building, a shopping community going forward.
And do you think you know 2 people that could benefit from this? You don't even know what other people's situations are, really. We don't want you to prejudge, but there's probably at least 2 people in your life that could use some extra money to pay off a few bills or to reach some goals in their life. So offer it, and you're likely to get somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I forgot to share the computer sound. So let's try it and see what happens. I'll just pretend I'm Wayne, and I'll say what he says.
So you know how rumors go, and a guy tells 2 people, and they tell 2 people, and they tell 2 people,
2 friends,
and they tell 2 friends, and so on, and so on.
Yeah.
And that's basically how our duplicatable system will work, is, as in Wayne's world, it's just telling a couple friends what a great opportunity this potentially is.
And if you're as old as Ken and I, you'll remember the shampoo commercial.
Shampoo commercial, it is exactly the same thing. And that's kind of what advertising is. So when it comes to math, I'm a person that's math is friendly to me. A lot of people I know, math is not friendly to them. So I try to say in as many different ways as I can, because other people will listen, and it might take them 3 different ways to hear the same words. So I'm going to do one more chart on saying the same thing of what if you get 5 people putting $349 in the system in your first month. So what does that look like? You start with 4 units. 4 times 75 is $300 plus the starter pack of $349, and you're going to get 5 people doing exactly the same thing. You're potentially going to earn about a little over $100 in your first month, basically just sharing with friends. So you get about a third of your money back. Now, and you have 5 friends that are looking at each other going, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I trust in this person and I think the system will work. So you're going to take $75 from that $100 that you earned in the first month, and you're going to put it in the second month. So our whole concept is that we're teaching 5 gets 5. So potentially in your first month, you have 30 people that are marketers in your system that started with $349 and put $75 in the second month. You'd be at 5,000 shopping points. You'd have $100 worth of marketer bonus. You would have a unit cycling, and there'd be other commissions. We differ on whether it be like $1,150 or $1,050, but it's over $1,000. And basically that's more than $75. And you have 30 people that are going, you know what? I'm not quite sure what I'm doing yet, but I think this is a system. And I've earned just about $1,200 in my first 2 months. And all I had in was $424. So if your 5 gets 5 gets 5 and everything happens to go perfect, you'd be qualifying for level 3. You'd have 3 more units cycling within your third month. So you'd have $1,800 more worth of credit. Now you can take a vacation or whatever happen you want to be. Your balance commission bonus is starting to increase that much more because units are cycling. Your career bonuses are there. And you're at potentially 25,000 shopping points. So what does that look like? As you can see, most of the people are all walking in the same direction. There's some that's still looking left, still looking right, not quite sure why they're following whatever's happening. But the potential is that we're starting to earn some pretty good income within your first 3 months. You could have earned $5,700 to $5,800 following a duplicatable system of 345. Have 5 friends do that. They teach their 5. They teach their 5. So you have $500 in the system or so. And basically, I look at this as, let's say you bought a new vehicle here in Alberta, and maybe it was a truck or a car payment. Pretty much most times it's about $500 a month for a car payment. As soon as you drive that car off the lot, you've lost thousands and thousands of dollars. Well, what if you jumped into a different vehicle, and this vehicle is called the Lyconet Marketing, and you're going to go shopping, and you're going to share with friends, and this particular vehicle actually starts to pay you residual income as soon as you drive your vehicle off your own lot and you start to share with people. So again, this is all for presentation only. How fast your shopping community grows to 100% on what your effort is and the people that you're helping.
And we go back to the compensation plan. This is the career program, the career levels, and that's based on how many shopping points in your organization in 1 month. And so based on how many shopping points, that's what you're going to earn. And you can see the ranges there, and you get to career level 7, you get to participate in this fabulous international bonus where you get paid a little percent of all the shopping, whether they're on your team or not. But even if you think about, you know, what would make a difference in your life, remember we asked you way back when at the first slide, what would make a difference in your life? What kind of money? And now, do you think we could show you how to get to that? I believe we could.
So the basic system, we'll go back one more. So the basic system that we're showing is we want to get people to 1,000 points in a month. Maybe it takes you 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Doesn't really matter how many months it takes you to get to that 1,000. Maybe it takes you 2 weeks. All the power to you. Once you get to 1,000 points, you've seen the system on how to place a unit, and you've learned how the system works. You've learned how the money funnel starts. Someone showed you how that balance program works, and you're pretty much on your way to understanding at least the basics of what the system is. And all you have to do is teach your 5 people to do exactly the same thing, and now you're at 5,000 points. Well, what if once you got to the 5,000 points, and your other people are going, oh, okay, well, the system works. If you get 5 people to do exactly the same thing you're doing, now you're between $750 and $2,300. And that's the system that we're promoting. It's not getting you to a high level and promising you a ton of money right off the bat. It's hard work. It's networking, but networking people do every day anyways. Do you want to get paid for recommending that restaurant that you go to anyways, to going to a movie? Whatever you happen to recommend anyways, how about getting paid for it?
So are you ready to earn extra income? Can you see yourself sharing this? We don't expect you to be presenting the whole system. We want you to bring your friends to our presentation so we can show it. And you just invite a couple of friends to the next presentation, whether it's online like this or live in a different venue. That's great. But if you're ready to be a marketer, we are ready to help you. And we want to build a shopping community worldwide, and we need your help.
So if you decide to be like a net marketer, where do you want to start today? You want to start with 1, 4, 7 units. We'll help you see how that system works after this if you want to, or get back to the person that initially invited you out to this, and we'll show you your personal strategy, what level you want to get to, and it's up to you and how fast you happen to get there. More importantly, that once you decide to be that marketer, you want to, depending on what you start out with, if you start out with 4, you want to start with that 4, and over the next 5 more months or 6 more months, put $75 away and continue doing that. You can earn as you learn. That's what we like to say, is you don't have to know all the system and you don't have to know how everything works. The system will still pay you as long as you're following the guidelines that we're putting out. If you come up with a better idea, we're open to basically anybody has a better idea than we do, we'd be happy to hear it. But we've done a lot of research, and I think this is a duplicatable, simple system going forward.
We do have some online resources as well. You may have seen mycashback.ca. I hope you have. That's a great website to share with your shoppers so they can maximize the shopping benefit and make it as easy as possible for them to learn how to shop, because it is a little bit of a learning curve. You have to do things just a little differently so that you can get the maximum benefit. But that is all covered on mycashback.ca. The cashback.club is another website that we've put together. It has some great training videos and just some good examples on there. And go back to the mycashback.ca on the events page. That's where you'll see our schedule for our live webinars that are always, we always list them in Mountain Time because we're in Alberta. But Ken, why don't you talk about the Philippines experience?
So myself, my wife is Filipino. So when I seen this particular program, as good as it is in North America and the other countries of the world, the Philippines, because my wife's Philippine, is an amazing country. They have 10.5 million people that have left their homeland to send money home every single month. Some of them send 40 to 60% of their net take-home pay to help out their loved ones back home. And when their contract runs out, potentially they're asked to leave the country that they're in. And because they've helped out back home, they don't have that much money put left in savings because of the circumstances. Well, what if you could build a shopping community outside the Philippines and potentially earn tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of pesos per month? We show that on Friday nights at 8 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, Alberta time, 7 o'clock BC time, and 11 o'clock in the morning in the Philippines. Now, one of the things that I learned and I understand is power is not always reliable. And internet's not always reliable. So it depends on who can see it and be able to see it. On the mycashback.ca, we're also going to do a couple videos specifically for the Philippines that show how that system works. And if you know anybody from the Philippines, that's amazing. So a unit in Canada cycles at 765. A unit in the Philippines cycles at 33,150 pesos, which is about 75 days for a whole family's wages. So it's pretty amazing. If you wanted to log into that. These particular presentations are going to restart again. When are we going to start them, Marlene?
January 8th.
January 8th. So we're going to take a little bit of Christmas time for ourselves, and I hope to be able to have the Philippines units and all that kind of stuff in the program. And I thank you for showing up.